Allison Geltmeyer, and today we are going to be talking about the power of your words. Now I know what you're thinking. Allison, we've heard this kind of thing a million times.
You better not say that because that could hurt someone's feelings.
Oh my gosh, Mandy, that was so rude. I'm telling. After hearing that so many times, I wouldn't blame you if you started to wonder, does what I say actually mean anything? What if I told you that there was a way that we can test and experiment just how powerful your words are? Let's go! First thing, we need 2 apples for this experiment, and we don't have any apples, so time to go to Kroger. We have arrived, now going to get our apples. After getting my 2 apples, I picked up the rest of my groceries that my mom had asked me to grab for her. I checked out and then headed home. While I set up the apples, I'll explain what the plan is for this experiment. We will have 2 apples, which will represent positive and negative words. To help me remember which was which, I drew little faces on them. So here's the plan. Once a day before I go to bed, I will take each apple aside and talk to it for a minute straight. I'm gonna compliment and praise the happy apple and be super mean to the negative one. And I'm gonna keep doing this for 2 weeks. I'll see you then. It's been 2 weeks now, about 2 weeks. I went a little over, but that's okay. No harm done. So we're gonna start with a positive apple, and I marked significant, dents and little oddities that definitely weren't normal with marker, so you'll be able to see them better. There's this big dent in her head. I don't know if she fell off my desk at some point or something, but for the sake of this, we'll say it's natural. All that black stuff I highlighted, it was the main stuff I saw. It's a little wrinkly, but this was on the apple when I bought it, so we're not going to count that towards our judgment. This one is super wrinkly. I must have dropped it in a bathtub or something. And there are all these. All of that. There's this weird brown discoloration. There's a lot more going on with this one. Did a blind test. I put each apple in one of my mom's hands and I said, tell me which one, and she wasn't looking. Tell me which one is the negative, and she was able to correctly pick it out. And as the main chef in our family, I think that speaks for itself. Well, let me ask you this. If your words can have a physical impact on something as simple as a disgusting 2-week-old apple, then how do you think your words impact others? Because the Bible tells us that they do. What you say, whether or not it's good or bad, does impact other people, and it can have an effect on yourself. So I know that things might get tense around your home. You get anxious about what's waiting under the Christmas tree. But always remember that God has given you power, and with great power comes great responsibility. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, help us to remember your endless love, so that if we find ourselves being mean, we can remember to use good words instead, and keep each other all fresh and green. And all God's people said, Amen. Goodbye, Prince of Peace.